Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's time for War 8, and I got the chance. I was very excited. They gave me almost the exact same fight. Time to get a little bit of redemption. I did not die last time, but man, did I make it close. Then following up with the strike counter node against Invisible Woman. Falling into what I felt was going to be by far my most difficult fight with this against this Doom, with a lot of power gain. And then what I thought was going to be my easiest fight, again with tremendous power gain against this Punisher 99, all with Magik. All right, let's get to the show. Okay, so we're starting off with this first fight. Again, with the strike counter Fury. I had a much better understanding of how that was supposed to work out, and keeping in mind the hits that I was using and how I was using them and what would happen if I used too many. And then with the power struggle, meaning that I can't gain a bar of power until he has gained his. And then additionally, we have this global node of Stubborn, and fortunately that benefits Dr. Doom too. So you'll see that there is the destructible charge on Hyperion, but I did a significantly better job, you know, especially for me, but I think this applies to everyone. Experience matters so much, if you're paying attention, that is, right? So one of the things I really focused on was not crossing Hyperion over a bar of power unless I was doing it with my own combo, or trying not to let him. And then just really throwing these SP1s, letting Doom still do his thing. So I'm not able to do my Doom cycle, but I am able to utilize his abilities to help me out significantly on this fight. And then keeping in mind that there's going to sometimes be a combo that I can't end in a heavy. And that, you know, that took a lot of practice, took a lot of getting used to. Last war, I made this fight very, very difficult against the Silver Surfer. And, you know, it's not exactly the same. Of course, Surfer and Hyperion aren't the same champion, and that Surfer was a rank 3. But I really appreciated getting the opportunity to go back in and to learn from the previous war, and to get the opportunity to come in and just do what I felt like I could do, or not necessarily prove myself. I didn't really feel the pressure to do that, but to be able to go back in and show myself that I can do this fight, I can do it well, and that I could take it down. So with Hyperion's power gain mechanic, sometimes he is pushing himself to the bar, but you know, that's fine. There's no reason to worry. There's no race to get a fight down within a certain amount of time. So it in a way, just once I got comfortable with the mechanics of my own combo and the strike counter working within the limitations of it, this fight really just, it didn't feel that bad at all. And so, yeah, not much more to say about it. I think we'll be taking him down here in just a few seconds. The fact that Doom it benefits from the global node 2 helps out significantly, because Hyperion's having those destructible charges, so he's not really going indestructible too frequently. And then we'll be moving on to the next fight on the lane. It's still strike counter against this Invisible Woman. I had been asked to bring in Archangel for this fight, which, you know, just makes a ton of sense, right? He's going to be applying the bleeds, which will decrease her invisibility. And then there's brute force. So I do want to be landing a hit every 6 seconds if I can. This is the only fight I'm using Archangel for, so I'm not that really concerned. You know, if I'm not going to feel the urge to rush in or charge in just to not get some degeneration damage going. It's really not a big deal. Just start the fight off with a parry. She's still invisible, so I knew not to just attack right in. And as you can see, we've already applied some neurotoxin, so I had some good RNG there. Made sure to throw my SP1 so that the strike counter doesn't start working against me too much. And so that was the thing that I've really taken away. I took it away from the previous war, and then now having some success and go in with kind of some experience, is that, you know, you just have to work within the strike counter. I still don't like it. I still don't like the fact that the charges aren't completely cleared when you throw your SP1, or the punishment isn't completely cleared. But, you know, it's fine. And then as you saw there, I parried her, and then I went in too late. I think that's a mistake that sometimes I know I make, and maybe some other players, is if we accidentally parry and then we're like, oh, we parried them, they're stunned, we better charge in. It's better just to go ahead and back out, because you can see how that could turn bad. It wasn't too big of a deal, but it worked out. And then I thought this was going to be by far my most difficult fight with the power from afar and spite. I thought Doom's power gain was going to be pretty tremendous. So I was worried about that. I was asked to take in an SP1 power start, and let's really pay attention to that, right? We're about 15 seconds into this fight. I applied the power boost so that I could start with a bar of power with Magik, and ultimately I want to be power locking Doom so that he can't throw his specials and we don't have to worry about the aura. We've got that applied on, and it reminded me of everything I used to say, right? Once Duke has the power lock on at 99 times out of 100, he's going to go ahead and win this. So I really was paying attention and learning some things during that, which was great. And one of the things I really picked up on was he's mine now. Now it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time. And it's not a big deal if this fight takes me 2-3 minutes. It really is not a big deal. I'm just going to go in with the 4-hit combo. I'm not going to do a backdraft intercept, but I am going to take advantage of backdraft, meaning I'm going to do the 4 hits, pull back, and I'm just going to parry him. I don't need to end this fight with a certain amount of health over 1%, right? I don't want it to get that close, and I'm feeling very, very comfortable with the health bar ratios right now. Now, maybe there's going to be some ways I can improve it, and I'll talk to my BG leader, my alliance leader about it, but I felt great about this fight. I thought for sure it was going to be the most difficult fight I had. It was the one where I felt the most overmatched as far as the ability to do damage with Doom being an R3 and taking in Magik. But, she's a rank 5 6200. I'm boosted as big as I can, but I don't have any synergies amplifying her damage or anything like that. But as you can see, she is the power control champion, and we're just continuously power locking that. I'm not even flirting with letting Doom get to a bar of power. I don't want anything to go wrong. I do have Mystic Dispersion on, so I don't want to be pushed to my SP3. So I don't want to go too far into that 3rd bar of power. And so I'm just really just the same process, rinse and repeat. Now here's the problem, and here's what I really want to talk about is we're now almost 2.5 minutes into this fight. I applied that SP3 early. I then reviewed the node just to remind myself of who I was fighting and what I was fighting. And I have just recently started taking Magik to war. And the SP1 boost is a really important part of why I was assigned these 2 fights. Magik needed to start with that SP1 so that I could get the power lock on as early as possible. Additionally, and I'm not into making excuses, this is an explanation that I'm hopeful that you can learn from it, and I know I'm going to learn from it, is, I was having some family time, and I thought I had a little bit of privacy, and turns out I didn't. So my family started coming back up the stairs, and they wanted to play, and they wanted to talk to me, and I asked them just for a few minutes, but as a result, I was distracted. I could have just come down to this room. We had this room built for recording and for work, and I could have just come down here, and I clearly should have, because notice that I didn't start with a bar of power. And I noticed that immediately, and I realized what had happened. And now, because of kinetic transference, this Punisher is already at 3 bars of power. And I'm already thinking there's literally nothing I can do. The whole plan was based on having this SP1 start, and I'm going to die. There's nothing I can do. He's got the SP3, the degen. I thought I had a window of opportunity there, but he had thrown his SP1, so he was in the overdrive, meaning my power is reduced by, I believe it's 90%. And I was being talked to by my family, not blaming them. This is on me. That's my fault. But I even forgot about that. And so I didn't even get to the 2 bars of power like I thought I would. I ended up throwing an SP1, which does me absolutely no good. My BG leader reached out to me. They DM'd me, and they removed me from the alliance. No, I'm just kidding. They reached out to me and they said, "Hey, are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, here's what happened." They said, "All right, fine. These things happen. Don't even sweat it." Kind of went through the fight with me again, gave me a little bit of advice on how to take it, and affirmed for me, they're like, this isn't the easiest fight. In fact, it can go poorly. They gave me some great ideas on even just how to play Magik a little bit better. And so I'm hopeful I can get this fight again, today. We have another war starting today. I'm hopeful I can get it. I went back in, reapplied the power boost, and I was happy because I realized that Magik would even survive the SP3 if I really needed it, but fortunately that wasn't the case. I did hold my block when he reached a bar of power, doing everything I could in hopes of him not throwing his SP1. One of the pieces of advice I'd like to give you, if you're seeing this and you maybe have this fight coming up, is the big mistake I made there was I did an initial 4-hit combo in hopes of pulling him back. So it's a backdraft in a sense, but I knew I'd be pulling back for a parry, not an intercept. Is go ahead and finish that combo, do the 5 hits, because when I parry him and then I come in for another 5 hits, I will be at 2 bars of power, meaning I can apply that power lock and not even worry, not even have to deal with him potentially getting to his SP1. And then you see what the fight looks like when it's done properly and things go your way. So got my first, I'm on the board, and so it feels great, and I'm excited about learning. That was part of why I wanted to come to this alliance, was the knowledge and to just continue to improve as a player. I love war, and I just, this was great. This felt good, and just the way the whole death was treated, it felt good, it felt great. I feel like I'm really part of the alliance, and it's a learning opportunity, which is how mistakes should be treated, right? Pay attention to them, go through them with intention, learn from them, and then practice, and you'll get better. You will. We all have the ability to get better. And so we won the war, which also, helps, and it felt great. And so just like to shout out the MVPs, Sire, Karate Mike, and King Buck. I'm getting used to everyone. And just tremendous players. I wouldn't be shocked if we see different MVPs every war. So much knowledge and so much talent, and just an absolutely great atmosphere. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a few things, and I'm looking forward to the next video. Take care. I hope you either learned something, were entertained, or even better, a little bit of both. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow on Twitter at VegaGaming583. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.